Hi, I'm Lou with another episode of My Car Story. We're here in Hampshire, Illinois, the hometown, and we just got done with a Suds and Fun car show where we have an award winner today from that car show. We've got Jeff's car. Jeff, good to see you. What's your last name?
Griffith.
Griffith, and I'm with Chuck Block. And the reason why Chuck's standing here is he kind of got us started on this whole car that we're going to see. So we're going to start with Jeff. What kind of car did you bring today?
It's a 1955 Nash Ambassador Super.
And Chuck, you had something to do with this car. What was the car that you originally had an interest in?
Well, I'd always wanted a 1951 Nash. And finally, when I turned 40, I said, I better get one. I'm getting old. And I knew I was not a mechanic. So I called Jeff and I said, hey, if I get a 51 Nash, would you help me with the mechanics of it?
Well, why the 51 Nash was a car that you had to have?
Well, I thought the aerodynamics of the 51 Nash were both beautiful and way ahead of their time. And I just saw one when I was 13, and I said, someday I'm going to have one of those.
And you did?
I did, and I don't regret it a bit. They are just beautiful cars.
And let's take a look at our featured attraction. So, Jeff, now, you know, how did Chuck talk you into getting a 55? I mean, why are we looking at this one here?
Well, originally started out that we had all three of the 51 models, the Rambler, the Statesman, and the Ambassador. Well, Chuck retired and moved away, and I was left with the 51 Rambler, and we took that car to Detroit, and coming back I decided that wasn't much of a road car. So I sold that one, and I always liked the later, what they call the Farina-bodied Nashes. And I found one on eBay, and I bought it.
And what do they call this goddess on the hood here?
That is the Flying Lady hood ornament that was designed by Petty.
The Flying Lady hood ornament. Let's take a look at this car from the side. Come on back with me. This is a big car. Now, what's the whole story with the bathtub thing? There's like a bathtub thing about a Nash. Tell me about that.
49 to 51 models were considered the bathtub because they were so aerodynamic, and if you flipped them over, it almost looked like the old crowfoot bathtubs.
Like a bathtub. So how did this 55 become yours? Where'd you find it at?
Well, I bought it on eBay, and it actually came out of Green Bay, and it needed some engine work at that time. It was only running on about 5 cylinders. Did a temporary valve job, drove it for about 8-9 years. Redid the valves, had the transmission rebuilt. It's got a GM Hydromatic transmission in it, and that's about all I've done. This year I had the paint done. We did do a repaint on it this year.
And the Farina body is known for the Italians, the
Correct.
Italian cars.
Pininfarina got together with Nash in just before 52, and the 52 to 57 are considered Farina-bodied cars because they worked in conjunction with each other to design them.
And take a look at these reverse lights and the styling there. Let's take a look at some of the details here that we've got on the car so people can stop that at any point in time. Let's take a look at the interior. Good sized door. Stand right next to it just to give people kind of, I'm guessing you're about what, 6'1" or so?
6'1".
6'1", so I mean a comfortable car nonetheless. And we've got all the Nash double strength there.
It is a unibody construction car.
Tell me what that little buzzer thing looks like there. Is that
That's
the
for
high
the windshield washer.
Windshield washer. This is high beams and a
High-beam
windshield washer. You've got the JVC. There's our best of brew car there. Look at the back seat. You get some room in here, and the wonderful headliner gives you some room. A big, almost like a paperweight. That's beautiful. And then check out your toggle here. Interesting how the dash is almost centered in this car. It doesn't feel like it's down the center with the weather eye. Because I mean, let me give you the heads up. Here's the steering wheel look, and then you're over that way. And the clock. What are these? Oh, so these buttons are for your.
That's all for the radio.
Got it. Very cool. And you've got the lift to start.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, so you actually have to lift that to start it, and this is just your
Turn signal.
turn signal. Let's take a look under the hood. How long was the restoration for this?
It's just been an ongoing project.
Okay.
Like
So
I
it's
said,
still going.
Oh yes, I believe it in driving them, and it's just whatever you need to do to drive.
Yeah. So an inline six.
Correct. 252 cubic inch overhead valve, 7 main bearings on the crankshaft.
We got the American Motors Corporation.
Yes, this is actually first year American Motors. At the end of '54 is when Nash and Hudson merged and became American Motors.
Wow, didn't know that. Interesting. Never even thought about it until we're talking about it now. What an interesting air configuration here into the carburation. Let's start her up. Let's see what she sounds like.
This is an oil bath air cleaner.
Oh, really?
And it goes into a single barrel side draft carburetor.
And we got the sun working on it, working for us well here. Look at how big that hood is. Chuck, just stand next to it for a second so people kind of take that in. There's a human being next to that car. I mean, it sounds smooth. And Jeff, you were sharing with me as I'm listening to this, you got 24 miles to the gallon in this?
Between 22 and 24 out on the highway, and that's cruising at like 55, 60.
That's great. Let me get just a little exhaust note. That's a great exhaust too. Sounds good. All right, let's shut it down. The Ambassador Super Jetfire there. I see one other tag that I always enjoy getting some of the detail and the history off the tags. And the Walker filter Nash Motors. All right, let's shut the hood and you guys stand right next to it. Now, Jeff, one other thing, you're wearing the shirt that says Nash Car Club and the hat. What's your position with the club here?
I do what they call the Nash Marketplace, which are all the want ads for the National. We have about 1,000 members worldwide.
Wow.
I'm also active with our region, which is the Upper Mississippi River region, and I'm the co-chairman of that region right now.
And as I'm thinking about it, so Chuck, you were actually his counselor at the YMCA. Yes. You guys kept in touch, and you influenced them enough to be a Nash fanatic like yourself.
Absolutely.
Brought it down. So, Jeff, when you're driving this, what's the reaction from people?
Oh, you get thumbs up from the kids, from everybody driving past. You got to learn not to listen to the horns blowing.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
So much fun. Thanks, guys, for being on My Car Story.
Thank you.
Thank you.